Hi, I'm Tom, inventor of the coat roper. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install your coat roper on your Travel Pro bag. Let's get started. What you're going to need for this installation is your new coat roper, which comes in two pieces, the hook piece and the piece with the bungee attached. You need a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver and a 5/16 wrench. You might be able to get away with an adjustable or some other kind of pliers, but I recommend just a regular 5/16 inch wrench. All right, to get started, place your bag down on its side. Go ahead and open the bag up. Okay, now down here at the bottom of the bag, there's going to be a zipper. What you'll do is you'll come in here. The zipper is kind of tucked in, so you'll just kind of squeeze the zipper and kind of work it open, and then you can actually sort of pull it apart, right? And then behind here there is actually a zipper pull tab, and you can just sort of zip, and then the back of the bag is held in with some Velcro as well. Just kind of work that open until you're all the way. You want it all the way open so that you've got full access here to the top of the bag. So what you'll have here, once you get underneath, there'll be a piece of foam. There'll be some foam just like this, covering up your screws, your nuts on both sides. So just gently pull this foam off of your nuts and save that for later. You can put that back on once you're done. And then you'll just take your box and wrench, hold these nuts while you take your number 2 Phillips and remove the screws from the top. All right, so you got your wrench and your screwdriver. So you can, however you want to do it, get your screwdriver ready to go. Get your box end on one of the nuts, and then unscrew the screw all the way. Remove the screw, and then just try not to drop all the hardware. So you'll have a washer, you'll have your nut, you'll have a washer, and once you get both of the nuts off and both of the washers off, there will be a plastic rectangle that acts as like another washer basically. So take the other screw, unscrew that one. Second washer, and then here's your big rectangle washer. Save that. Screw out. Try not to mess with the top handle at all, because you can kind of adjust it and then it won't be lined up. It's not hard to realign, but just for simplicity's sake. And then on the screws, what you'll do is you'll take off this top washer and kind of unscrew it. Kind of should just pull out. Yeah, here we go. All right, and then this is the only part you're not going to reuse, is the washer that's just underneath the screw head. So you can save these, put them in one of your pockets on your bag if you ever want to uninstall the coat roper, but of course, I don't think you'll ever want to do that. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I've already removed that foam that's covering the nuts. Box and wrench on the nut, unscrew the screw. Save your hardware. Nut, washer, screw out. Other nut. Got that one with the box and wrench. Unscrewing the screw from the top of the bag here. Okay, second nut. Oh, what is it? Second washer. Rectangle plastic piece. And then remove that screw. And then we're going to take those screw washers off of all 4 screws. Okay, without messing with this top handle and pushing or pulling, which I think I already did, not a big deal. You can kind of just realign and work the screws in. You'll want to determine which direction you want the coat roper to sit on top of your bag. So really just 2 options, either red tab to the right, red tab to the left. I've been using it with the red tab to the right, and I'm a righty. And that all that means is you're gonna remove the tab from this side and it'll flip over to that side so you can put your jacket and then re-secure. Okay, so we'll do it the way that I like it here. So this one's gonna go, now the on this side, we're gonna put the hook facing out. So there's your hook piece with the curve on the bottom. The curve will go down towards the bag with the hook end facing away from the bag on this side. And then on the other side, your pointy end is going to be also facing outwards. And you don't want to put it with the knots facing up because then that won't look super nice. You want the knots facing down with the pointy end and the bungee where it's secured to the outer side. And then that way the bungees will come out and around the side and will lay really nicely around each side of your handle and out of the way. So to attach this hardware onto the bag, we'll do the hook side first. So you'll take your 2 screws that we removed earlier, and we removed those washers, the only 2 things that we're not going to use. So with those washers removed, we'll take 2 screws. We'll go through the coat roper holes. You'll take your 2 screws and kind of line them up in your handle. And if you kept them all lined up, they should slide right in, no problem. So you can do this with it upright or down. I'm going to do it laying down. That way, if I do drop these, they'll just drop right below where I'm working instead of down into the bag somewhere. So take your black rectangle piece, and find those 2 screws that are sticking out, kind of hold it from the top. Okay, that'll kind of balance there. Then a washer onto, I'm going to start with the inner one, kind of balance that on there, and then take your nut with the nylock facing out, or the part that actually has the edges facing in, or maybe you could say the rounded, smoother part facing out towards the bottom of the bag. Start screwing that nut onto the screw, and you just can get it finger tight. Then get your other washer, get it onto the other screw, kind of balance it there. Take that nut, and what I'm saying here, you want this is the nylock side facing towards the bottom of the bag, with the part with the actual wrench edges facing towards the top of the bag, and screw it on that way. Hold it from the top with your one hand, and then get that nut onto the screw, finger tight with the other hand. Then we're ready to tighten it down. So take your screwdriver and your box wrench, get the wrench onto the nut and hold it with your thumb. I kind of do it like this. And hold it there, and then just screw it in with the screwdriver from the top. Doesn't need to be super tight, just kind of snug. And do the other one. just not too tight, not too loose. Okay. So just like the hook side, we're going to take our two screws, our two remaining screws with the washer, the plastic washers removed. And we're going to take those screws, put them through the holes on the coat roper. Remember the knots facing down and the pointy side facing out, away from the bag. And then we're just going to take the two screws here and line them up with the holes, kind of work those in. And then we'll lay the bag back over. So just like before, we're gonna kind of hold that all the way in with the screws as far in as we can go, just loosely. Take your plastic rectangle washer, and while holding the screws in from the top, get that washer balanced on there. Take one of your metal washers, put it onto one of the screws, and then take one of your nuts, and on the same one, start threading that onto the screw, get it finger tight. Take your other washer, put it onto the other screw, balance it there, take your other nut, thread it on. Again, I'm holding the screws. Anytime I put pressure this way, I'm holding pressure on the screw on the top. Okay, those are on finger tight. Now I'm going to take my screwdriver and my wrench, take my thumb behind my wrench so that it doesn't pop through, and just tighten it up. Make sure your bungee cords are not like squished in between the hardware and the bag. Make sure they're kind of like just hanging out towards the outside of the bag there. Tighten down. Tighten down the nuts and the screws here. Not too tight, not too loose. Just right. All right, and there you go. So these are secured. Your handle is now secure, and your tab can now be pulled over and hooked. And the way this is designed with these sort of angles here, the idea is over on both sides really. But as you can see, as you're putting tension down, those angles allow the bungee to go to the sides. And then once you nestle it into the hook, it should be keeping those bungees super low profile down against the bag into the sides of the handle so that you're not grabbing the bungees. But honestly, even if you do, it won't hurt the bungee at all. It's just, you grab it with the handle. But I've never accidentally done that. I've always just grabbed the handle and it's good to go. Now you can just put your jacket in between your handle here, and then put your hook in, and you're good to go. And lastly, of course, we'll tidy up the bag. So take that zipper, put your foam back on at this point if you want to do that. It'll help protect the bag lining and whatever you put in your bag. Put that foam back on, and then zip this closed. And then you can just tuck the zipper behind and then kind of work it back into that little pocket. Secure the Velcro and you're good to go. Load up the bag for your next trip. And there you have it, folks. It's just that easy. If you don't already have your coat roper, go to coatroper.com and select
the appropriate coat roper for your bag. Bringing the right coat doesn't need to be a goat rope.